Now, the Nigerian government has announced that the airport leading to the nation's capital, Abuja, will be shut down from March the 8th. Now, this is to enable authorities to do a complete overhaul of the runway. During the 6-week closure, flights would now be routed through Kaduna, which is nearly 200 kilometers from Abuja. CGTNs Kelechi Emekalam has more.
Key players in the aviation sector are gathered for this crucial meeting, one that would ensure the effective rehabilitation of the runway at the Abuja airport. The government says it's in a bad state and it would take weeks to get it done and safe for operation again.
It has been going in my mind that at some point, if nothing is done, we'll be in this country for a huge, huge disaster, may God forbid. I was conscious of the sheer size of dilapidation of our critical infrastructure in the aviation industry, and especially the most critical ones, such as runways, and also especially that of Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja.
The authorities are also pushing for an alternative runway in the nearest possible time, but some airline operators are opting for night repairs without completely shutting down the airport.
We believe that the runway should be either repaired at night, like what is done in other countries, and where repairs are repaired from 6 o'clock to 6 in the morning. Examples I'll give, case studies, is the Gatwick Airport. 85 years later, Gatwick Airport handles 400,000 passengers a year. Abuja only handles about 40,000, which is less than 10%. So if we have that kind of volume going through Gatwick and Gatwick has not closed, I think we should look into it again before we move out of Abuja.
The runway in Abuja, constructed in 1982, has exceeded its design lifespan of 20 years. Government insists a total closure is inevitable due to the massive work that needs to be done. So from March the 8th, operations will cease and the Kaduna airport, which is about 188 kilometers, would serve as alternative route. Kelechi Emekalam, CGTN, Abuja, Nigeria.
Well, let's check in on this year's outlook for Nigeria's aviation sector. Deji Badmus now joins us in Lagos. Deji, as always, you're welcome to the show. Now, of course, what a year it was for Nigeria's aviation sector. We saw 3 domestic airlines shutting down operations. Foreign players were also unable to repatriate revenue. Any respite for the sector in 2017?
Well, Kelechi, the hope is that things would be better this year. First is that in terms of the forex challenge that most of these airlines face, especially the foreign ones who found it very difficult to repatriate their funds, we're beginning to see the price of oil go up, and the country is actually happy about that. We're seeing quiet in the Niger Delta region, which means we'll definitely ramp up our oil production. So if those variables remain constant and things improve, definitely it means the country will earn more foreign exchange, and more foreign exchange would mean that there will be enough forex now, not just for the aviation sector, but for other sectors that are seriously in need of forex. And something also positive we saw is that the government has now announced through the NNPC and the DPR, that's the Department of Petroleum Resources now, that it has awarded 22 licenses to private firms to establish private refineries in this country. So if we're expecting these 22 firms that have been given licenses now to establish private refineries, if they're able to do it, what we're being told is that we'll see domestic refining capacity go up to around 2.6 million barrels per day. At the moment, we're doing just around 445. As a matter of fact, we don't do up to that 445, but that is what we have on paper. So if we're able to refine 2.6 million barrels per day here, then that would help and improve things, because some of those refining will be in the area of aviation fuel. So we would see that taken care of, because at the moment, basically we're importing 100% of the aviation fuel consumed in this country.
Right,
and of
right.
course, that is not good. The Forex challenge is making it difficult for marketers to get Forex to buy aviation fuel. And then you have the problem of, inability now to refine locally. So if we're able to solve those two problems and, what we're getting
That's
now
right,
is that those
Deji.
problems
But I mean,
will be
can we
addressed,
just
at
go
least
back a little bit
substantially.
to the Forex issues here in Nigeria. Now, how effective is the central bank's commitment to keeping these airlines as a top priority for Forex going forward in terms of Forex allocations this year?
Well, Uche, if you remember, towards the end of last year, the central bank actually set up what it calls the special secondary market intervention sales to take care of not just the aviation sector, but also manufacturing and other sectors that are lacking. So we expect that the central bank will continue with that special market. And of course, the sale will be through forward settlements. Now, even though we've had some airlines come out to say it has not gone far enough to address all the backlogs they've had, but at least that is something. And the central bank says it intends to maintain that. And then, as I said before, if the country's foreign exchange earning continues to go up, as we're beginning to see now with the price of oil going to as high as $57 per barrel, if that remains constant, and if you have a situation where the peace in the Niger Delta continues to hold, then there's no question at all that Nigeria will be able to earn more. And if Nigeria earns more foreign exchange, there'll be enough to go around. But for now, what the CBN has in place is that special market where it uses to address some of these problems. Of course, not going far enough, but it is something at least better than in the past when there was nothing at all.
Well, many thanks for joining us, Deji. Of course, Deji Badmus joining us in Lagos.